Hello, my fasting foodie friend. It is Jackie, and I'm at home. My kids, it's officially their summer break, so thank you for being here an hour later. I'm getting notified that it just popped up that Facebook might not be working well. So if you're trying on Facebook and you come over later on YouTube and see that it didn't work, I'm sorry. I literally took Emmy to the dog park not long ago, hoping she'd be tired during this, but she's not. So I hope this goes all right. But I have 15 minutes left in my fast, just under that. And I have chicken meatballs going in the air fryer. So I get those in a minute and break my fast with you guys live. It turned out to be really good. I see there's lots of comments, so I'm excited. I'm hoping these lives can continue back at 1:30 starting next week and go weekly. With my kids home, it really shouldn't be an issue. Emmy, she's busting into the kitchen right now. Hopefully she wants the chicken meatballs. I know that's what made her go crazy. But she's not getting them. She'll have to wrestle me for them. But we're going to get to going with the comments. I hope you guys are doing really good. I see lots of updates on fast, so I'm excited to read them. Melinda just finished 72-hour fast with y'all. So grateful for this community. Yay! Congrats, Melinda. I hope you guys have the same sense of accomplishment that I get every time I do one of these. It feels really good. Like, wow, I just feel powerful almost. Like I can go 3 days without eating and still function and feel good. And then it's like a celebration with food again. So I'm really happy for you, and I hope you feel the same. Maria says, hi, I wasn't going to do this 72 hours, but thanks to your email on Sunday, I decided to go for it. So glad I did this PM or will be done this PM and very happy I did. Thanks, Jackie. Yay, Maria. It's so fun doing this as a community. And honestly, a couple days ago, so not yesterday, but the day before, I felt a little pouty, like, and that'll be in my 72-hour vlog, kind of like just missing food essentially. And I thought, nope. I'm in this with other people. I'm going to do the 72-hour fast. So it helps me the same as it helps you guys. And I love it. I love this community. So I'm glad you joined, Maria. Irish Lizzie says, I'm going for 65 and had terrible sleep last night. Oh no. So I felt weak, sweaty, and so icky for the first hour I was awake. Had water with salt and a little coffee and feel normal again. Oh, good. I'm relieved on your behalf. So I was feeling a little worried for you. I'm glad. A lot of times I wake up and that's when I really feel normal. It's like, hey, wow, here I am. But I've been drinking electrolytes, which is your salt's giving you the same thing. So I'm glad you're feeling better. And I hope you're I see. Let's see. There's a comment at 61 hours, and I will stick to my plan and have my pre-meal at 65 hours. Cool experience. Didn't have one hunger craving the whole time because I clean fasted, and that's changing how I'll regularly fast. It's really kind of crazy to see the difference, isn't it? I did this time flavored element, and I feel like I did pretty good. My next one, I'll do the 5-day fast. I think I'm going to not do any flavors or anything, but it was so much better without Diet Pop. If you've ever tried a longer fast and you have Diet Pop and you feel hungry, I'm telling you, the difference is amazing. And I think clean fasting is really a great way to go. And I think Lizzie is another testament of that. So thank you for sharing and congrats on doing that. Woohoo! Patty says, finish my 72-hour fast at 1. This is a really good one. Easiest long fast to date. Clean fast with element key for sure. Congrats to y'all for completing yours too. Woohoo! Congrats, Patty. I'm so proud of you. I'd love to know what you guys broke your fast with if you want to share. Again, I'm about to have chicken meatballs from Trader Joe's. It's mainly chicken. They're pre-cooked, but they have a number of spices in them. They smell really good, so I hope they taste really good. And then I have an avocado. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram. I'm going to post this on there, but it wasn't last week, but I think the week before. So somewhere between like 10 days to up to 2 weeks ago, I put an avocado in my fridge in a jar of water. I knew it was a perfect avocado, but we weren't going to eat it. And I just cut into it because the ones that I had on my counter were not good. And it looks like the perfect avocado. So I'm kind of amazed. But I'm also really excited that I get a good avocado with my chicken meatballs. Dawn says, great job, Melinda. Way to go, Maria. Incredible, Lizzie. I love seeing you guys cheer each other on. All the medals. They don't show up the same on StreamYard, but I see you gave them little cute emojis. Dawn says, I have an out-of-town conference at the end of the month that is 7 hours away. I'll do my 72-hour fast then. Save time and money by not eating out. I think that is amazing and a great way to do it. I'm kind of in awe because I love the opportunity to go out to eat more than normal. So good for you. And I love that you're doing it in a way that works for you. I'll be cheering for you then. Hi, Shackney Spears, saying hi to everyone. Deniswa, I hope I said that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. She says, thank you for the live. And she's in South Africa. Wow. All around the world. Love it. My mom / Joni, the moderator's here. Hey, Mom. Thanks for keeping everyone in line. Adriana says, oh, I'm so sorry. Had a stillbirth and now having trouble doing OMAD. My mind is not helping. Honestly, I have no experience with grief, so my advice is probably worth nothing. But I would take care of your mind and not worry about OMAD for a while. I do think OMAD can help with healing in a different variety. Like I deal with things better as a 1 meal a day intermittent faster because I don't have the weight of dieting. But if right now it's struggling and it's adding to what you're feeling, I would not worry about it. Take time, recover. A stillbirth, I can only imagine what you're feeling right now. And I would heal from that as best as you can. Get help with that mental, your mind, and not even worry about fasting right now. Unless you think it's going to help. Again, I don't know what advice to give, but I'm really sorry. And I am thinking of you, Adriana. Sending you love. St. Louis Ammo Man says, I am still working my way to 24. I did 19 and a half today. That is about as far as I can go currently without overeating when I break. Maybe that'll change, but that's where I'm at right now. I think it's perfect. You're doing what works for you, and that doesn't have to be what other people do. I think it's really great that you recognize if I do this, I get this, and I don't want this, so I will stay with what works. And I think that's amazing. And what works for you might help someone else that's struggling, like, hey, I want to do OMAD or I want to do 22-2 or whatever, but it's not working. It doesn't have to work for you. You can find a schedule that works for you. So I think that's great. And last week you shared your awesome success. You are killing it. So stick with that. Hi, Harold. Harold from Washington. I hope you're doing well. Dawn cheering on Patty. Dawn's the cheerleader for the group today. I love it. Mama sending love to Adriana. Heather says, good job, everyone, on the long fast. I finished this morning at 84 and a half hours and feel amazing. Woohoo! I'm saying woohoo with you. I have 7 minutes. Not that I'm eager. Actually, even though I feel physically really good right now, I'm so excited to eat. Like, part of what I identify as a foodie is food makes me excited. I enjoy the process of eating. So yes, I'm like metabolically flexible to not eat, but that doesn't mean I don't miss it. So I'm excited and very, very excited for my up day. Dinner tonight is going to be at a local restaurant. They're hosting a fundraiser. We keep having fundraiser after fundraiser. And this one is at one of our neighbors owns the restaurant, so I'm excited to support them. But we've only ever gone there for boba tea or ice cream. But they also have chicken sandwiches, chicken wraps, chicken tenders, boneless wings, and salads and fries. And it's, I think, pretty good, pretty decent. It's like a step up from a fast food. And we're going to eat dinner there tonight, but I'm not going to get ice cream. I love their ice cream. It's roll up. So you put out the cream that's been flavored and you mix stuff in it and then they roll it up. But I learned the hard way that sugar in my eating window after 72 hours, my blood sugar looks like a roller coaster and I feel like crap the next day. So I actually have my continuous glucose monitor on right now. And this is going to be the first one where I avoid sugar and have the CGM to compare the two. And I think it'll be pretty interesting and I can share that. Obviously, person to person varies a little bit, but I think the principle of it is pretty universal, that waiting a while to add sugar, because I can eat the same dessert on an OMAD and I don't have the same roller coaster. But after not eating for 3 days, I had like the worst blood sugar spikes and falls and dips, and I just felt like crap the next morning. So I'm skipping ice cream tonight, but I'm having chicken and fries. Yay. Dawn and Patty still talking. K Cala, Utah says, I so wish I could drink Element, but I have controlled high blood pressure, so stay away from high sodium. I do take magnesium and potassium supplements. I'm sorry. I love my Element and I love sharing it, but it always makes me feel bad when someone can't take it for a reason, whether it's medical or cost, or you live out of an area. It makes me feel bad that I keep sharing it, but I'm glad you're following what you need to do. Rihanna says, how do you deal with cravings when you first started fasting? I want to go longer than 24 hours, but all I can think about is wanting to eat. Will those cravings go away? Yes, they will. I think so. I mean, there's times still where I'm like, yeah, that would be good. But you kind of just build a muscle of being good at fasting where the longer I fast, and I'm talking like years, not like a long fast, the easier it is for me to continue fasting, even if something like smells or taste, or like I know it would taste good. There are times where it's still like, okay, I'm trying to think. Well, yesterday, this isn't even something that would like really trigger me normally, but when my daughter made dog ice cream for my dog, and I put it on top of her kibble, and it smelled really good. And I was like, wow, I didn't think dog ice cream would trigger me, but there we are. But I also know that I love fasting so much that it's worth continuing. Like, I've seen so many benefits. I love the lifestyle, and I always love my eating window. So because of that, I just know I'm not really missing out on dog ice cream. You know what I'm saying? So I think you just kind of, your willpower, even if cravings come, gets easier to say no, because you know you can say yes at a later point. But then also, I do think, as you're saying, if you're trying to get to 24 hours and all you can think about is wanting to eat, that feeling does go away. And now it's more like, ooh, I look forward to eating later. What will my eating window be? And it's not like a dread or a white knuckle. It's more like anticipation and planning, but it's not all day either. So I do think it gets better. And I honestly, this is personality driven, but I was kind of a rip the Band-Aid off and just do it. So when I started, I went to 18 hours immediately, and I just knew it was going to be hard to transition, and I just made myself do it. If I had a really bad craving, I would make a fresh cup of coffee, or I'd get a new iced coffee, or I'd get a fresh cup of ice water or a sparkling water, and I just would like change up my drinks. And yes, it wasn't the same thing as I was craving, but the variety was nice. And then I just pushed through, because I knew if I do this today, tomorrow will be day 2. And then when I did it on day 2, I knew tomorrow will be day 3. And that's kind of how I am as a person, I guess. I just would rather like deal and get it done with. And then it just gets better. So that doesn't work for everyone, because I know everyone's not the same, but that's how I did it. Hello, Sarah in Ontario. Caught my first live. I love all your content. Oh, thank you so much. I love having you as a part of the community, and thanks for joining a live. Devin says, even though you're in maintenance mode, do you continue to lose weight during your long fast? Yes. So like today, first of all, I don't normally weigh myself, but I get asked these questions. So like on a longer fast, I'll check. I went from 153 before the fast to 148. I guarantee you tomorrow I'll be back in the low 150s. Just because I'm going to eat again. And I guess I feel empty right now. There's Mila. Everyone say hi to Mila. My new high schooler. But yes, I drop weight, and I'm sure I burn fat, and I'm sure it helps me in maintenance. But I don't feel like every time I do this, I get smaller overall, if that makes sense. My body really, really likes the 150 to 153-ish. So it helps me stay at maintenance, but I don't see like overall weight loss results, if that makes sense. But yes, this morning I was 5 pounds less than I was when I started this fast. I'm also on my period, so that makes a little difference. And that's something, I'm going to put this in the vlog. I personally find my cramps are so much less if I'm doing longer fasts over my period. That is like one of the best parts of this aligning. I figured that out when I did my 100-hour fast. I started my period like literally the same time, and I thought, oh, great, this is going to be so hard. Guess what? I had the least crampy period then, and anytime I do longer fast in my period, my cramps are significantly less. So I actually like to do that. I don't know if that's the same for everyone, but I just feel so much better not eating while I'm on my period. Yes, Audrey is another cheerleader. I agree. Congrats to anyone that's done it. My fast is complete. I actually missed it. I've been blabbing. I'm going to go get my meatballs and I'll break my fast with you. I'll be right back. Okay, so these are, I'm going to turn this on. The Trader Joe's meatballs. They're chicken, 16 grams of protein per serving, and there's 4 servings here. I don't know how many I'll eat. I just want them all here. And then my avocado, and they smell delicious. There's rosemary, I don't know, rosemary, onion, garlic, basic seasonings, black pepper. But I'm going to get this situated here. I'm going to take a little video on this. Sorry, guys. Content creator here. But we're going to take my first bite, and it's, I don't know, what is it? Probably going to be 72 hours and 2 minutes. Yes, 72 hours and 2 minutes is what it is. I hope no one is having a hard time if I break my fast live doing this. It was fun the first time I did this to you guys. If you're still fasting, pretend this is awful. Okay, first bite in 3 days. It's hot, but good. Actually, it's really good. I was a little worried without sauces, and I didn't know what would make me feel good, but it's pretty good. It's like a chicken sausage, like when you get the links, just in ball form. But I did really like that. So let's keep going. I am sorry to eat while I'm talking, but it is what it is, right? Let's see. Sarah says, hi, this is Sarah in Kentucky. Hello, Sarah in Kentucky. I never catch the lies. I'm glad you're here. I had a successful down day this week. May have eaten too much on my up day yesterday, so I'll have to watch that in the future. I definitely think that that can happen. And a lot of times after my up day, I feel like almost the same thing. I feel like, yes, I probably ate too much. But I also remember in Fast Feast Repeat, I don't know if you read that kind of, and I'm not saying this to encourage, but just more to relieve the burden of maybe is, Jen mentioned there's studies, and I can't remember if this was a person or an animal study. I think it was a person study where people that overate on occasion still lost more weight because of how it changed your metabolism. And I hate talking the science with you guys. So I could be wrong, but I just remember in the book overall feeling like overeating on occasion is all right. Like it's not going to become your pattern. And you're learning. So if you learn like, oh, I overate and I don't feel good, you're less likely to do that if you're doing it because you didn't feel good. Does that make sense? Wait, Mila, you want a chicken meatball?
No, thank you.
Are you leaving?
Yeah.
Love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.
Now the dog's up. So Devin said, I haven't been able to make it past 18 hours fasting because I get hypoglycemia feelings. Shaky, hard to talk, irritated, so I decide to eat. Do you have any suggestions on fasting past shaky? This is getting into the realm of like where my discomfort is. I don't deal with that, so I don't really have good advice. And I definitely want people to honor what makes them feel good. And I understand wanting to challenge yourself, and I'm all about that. I like doing challenges and pushing myself, but I don't want you to take it to a point where like hard to talk, shaky, like that would be really a little concerning. So one, if you haven't ever talked to your medical provider and you feel like it's a like true hypoglycemic need, I would talk to a doctor. 2, if you're just adjusting and you're like, I'm just not used to this feeling, I don't feel the best. I definitely had that when I was adjusting to fasting, but I was never worried it was true like hypoglycemia. Oh, Emmy's trying to get a fly. That usually hypes her up. So here we go. Oh my gosh. If you're trying to extend fast and get used to that, if you're used to 18 hours and you get to 18 hours, try, and it sounds silly, 18 hours and 15 minutes. Get used to that. Then 18 hours and a half. And maybe slow adjusting is what your body's going to need to get used to it. But that would be my best advice. But also make sure if you're dealing with true like hypoglycemia, that you talk to your doctor. Let's see. Mom said, I found that I had to recognize between feeling empty, which was unusual for me, LOL, and actually being hungry. I'm guessing that's in comparison to the eating too much on up days, maybe. But yes, oh my gosh, the dog. Just a second. She's getting into trash. Oh. No, leave it. Oh. She almost set me up for a trap. I put my meatballs down to go get her from the trash, and then she came to my meatballs, and she almost got them. But yes, I do think it's very true. Like, I never went without eating before fasting. Like, I was eating all day, every day. And it is nice to know the difference between, like, true hunger, feeling empty, feeling full. And I do think you get used to, like, what is actually full and not wanting to keep going. Okay, so does Element taste more like a pop or like a LaCroix? It definitely doesn't taste like pop. To me, it's like a mocktail is what it reminds me of. And I like to mix them with LaCroix type drinks. When I drink watermelon with a sparkling water, what it reminds me of, the watermelon Element, is Sour Patch Kids watermelons. That fly and Emmy, oh my gosh. We can never have a normal life. But so the like sour fruitiness of a Sour Patch watermelon is what the watermelon, like especially in the can, reminds me of. And then it reminds me of like a fruity margarita because you have that salty taste, and then you have the fruit, and it depends on how you make it. I like to make it pretty concentrated. So in a smaller glass of water, when I fill up a 40-ounce tumbler with sparkling water and put it in, it's much more mild because it's much more diluted, but it's definitely not pop. I would think it's more like a margarita is what it reminds me of. Let's see. Betsy said, I had a weird craving for Kraft singles on the second day of my 72-hour fast. That is so funny. I've never craved that, but today I wanted pistachio pudding this morning. Like, I just had a taste for it in my mouth, and I wasn't even feeling hungry. I love pistachio pudding. I haven't had it in I don't know how long, but I was like, man, pistachio pudding. I just wanted the taste of it. It passed really quickly, but it's so funny you said that Kraft singles, like of all foods, that's hilarious. I hope you get your Kraft singles if you want it. Simone says, hi, Jackie. Great seeing you. Great to hear from you, Simone. Thank you. Hello. Let's see. Holly says, hi, Jackie. I'm so impressed with your long walk. I've been consistently getting 10,000 to 12,000 a day. I've also been maintaining, and I'm actually amazed how much work it takes to get 10,000. Like, obviously it's 10,000 steps. That's how much work it takes. But to consistently get 10,000 steps a day, it takes a lot of like intentional walking. And I even, like yesterday, I went on a walk that I would used to consider, like, I would think I'd get a lot of steps. And I got 3,000 steps on a mile walk. And I was like, really? I mean, it wasn't exactly 3,000, it was a little over. But in my mind, before I was actually tracking, I would have thought like, hey, I did that walk and I walked throughout the day. I'm sure I got 10,000 steps. No. So I think getting consistently 10 to 12,000 steps a day is amazing. The 50,000, I was kind of disappointed in myself afterwards. Like, oh, I should have just done the marathon, but I was also like ready to be done walking. And then, Oh, so my average for May, I'm going to have like an all over May video eventually. I think Saturday, maybe. But my average for the month was 17,000 steps, and that 17,000 some hundreds. And it was a lot. But one of my hopes was that it would be a kickoff into intentionally getting more steps and hitting that 10,000. And I've like now by comparison, getting 10,000, it still is definitely intentional, but it feels much easier. And I'm all about that. So it's gotten me into a stride, pun intended, but good for you getting the 10 to 12 too. Angela says, I've not weighed for 1 month because although I was clean fasting the whole month, was eating comfort foods like desserts. I finally weighed, did not gain, and I'm resetting, avoiding desserts, etc. Well, good for you, seeing what you need and doing a reset. And I think it's great to give yourself a break from weighing. I got really discouraged when I hit the 150s. I thought for whatever reason I'd get into the 140s, and I just hit this plateau, and it just wasn't worth it. I didn't need to know the number. I felt good. I liked the way I looked. I felt happy with the lifestyle, and not weighing was important to me. So I really don't do it regularly. Oh, that stinking fly with the dog. She just laid down. Oh my gosh. Nancy says, I'm getting back to OMAD by stair-stepping my days back. Tuesday, 8 at noon, or at noon and 3. Then today, 1 and 3. Tomorrow, 2 and 3. And then Friday will be 3, and there on out. Less hungry each day. I love that. And I think that's a perfect approach, giving yourself time to adjust. And even if people reading this are taking your tip, they could do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then the next 3 days shift, and then the next 3 days. I think day to day is a great way to do it. But if people need more time, absolutely. Good for you, Nancy. Oh, Sarah, I'll tell Mila you said have a great summer. Thank you. It was really fun. My joy of the day, other than eating. So today she had her last day in 8th grade. The school my kids go to is K through 8th. So it's her last day in that school that she's been at for many years. And they do an 8th grade walkout. So the entire school lines up from kindergarten all the way through 7th grade. And then the parents line up at the end and the 8th graders walk through while everyone claps. It was really, really cute. And I went to Trader Joe's and got her some flowers. And it was just very fun. I thought I might cry, but I think my daughter's really going to thrive in high school. And I think it'll be good for her. You know, being the 8th grader in a school that also has kindergartners, it's just not the same environment for someone that likes to be treated older. So I think she's really going to do well in high school. And I'm very excited. So I didn't cry, and I'm proud of myself for that. Angela says, I'll catch the next 72-hour fast. Awesome. I look forward to you joining, and it will be in September. And I don't want it to come anytime quick because I love summer and I don't want it to be September yet. So I look forward to you joining, but every first Sunday through Wednesday of a month, or not a month, a quarter. June, September, December, March. Green Planet says, how do I get past 24-hour mark? I think just like I was talking about and Nancy mentioned, the stair stepping would be the perfect way. What can you do right now? And then take an increment of time, get good at that. And then whether it's a day, 3 days, a week even, just step it up, whether 15 minutes, half an hour. Once you get used to that next mark, do it again. That's what I do. If you have a personality that's similar to mine and you just say, I want to get this over with, and you just make yourself do it, that is an option. That's how I adjusted. That's how I did my first long fast. I just did it, and I was determined to do it. Did it feel amazing? No. But I was actually amazed that I could do it. I actually remember one of my first 24-hour fasts, a friend had come over, and we were going to have dinner. But then our son started playing, and so we didn't eat dinner when I thought we were going to eat dinner, and it was like a couple hours later, and she would have been fine had I been like, I'm ready to eat, but the couple hour difference made me get to my first 24-hour fast, and I was like, wow. So that might be a day you're really, really busy. Plan to have dinner after all your busy events and let yourself be busy. That would be an easy way to get it done, or easier way. I don't want to say it's easy because it probably will still be a little difficult, but you could do the stair step approach, or you could just do it and deal with it. Let's see. Okay, so going back to earlier, Sarah has read Fast Feast Repeat and the effect that overeating on occasion can give your metabolism a boost. I honestly, this is why I think everyone should read. I read the science and I'm not good at sharing it, but it helps me to understand that, like, oh, this is normal. Oh, this is okay. If this happens on occasion, just having the understanding of why you're doing this and what works well and how you can improve is going to help you on the journey. If you're simply not doing any education, I'm not talking to you, Sarah, this is just to anyone. You're not going to have that resolve and the strength of like, hey, I'm doing a 72-hour fast because I'm getting into autophagy and I'm doing good things for my body. And even if I can't like regurgitate it, I have read enough to believe in autophagy, to believe in the benefits of a longer fast. And then even if I'm feeling a little pouty that I don't have food, I remember that there are good things coming from this. Same with, okay, you know what? Maybe I overate, but doing that on occasion is okay. Oh, my son's home. Oh, that's my cue. Yep, 3. Okay, guys. Well, I'm sorry. I know there's a lot more, but usually my half an hour is what I get to. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's so many, but he was with my father-in-law from 2 to 3 and he's home now. So dog's up. I'm sure my father-in-law is about to come, but thank you guys. I'm sorry to end this abruptly. I didn't realize I've been talking for half an hour, but happy update to anyone and congrats to everyone that's done their 72 hours or whatever worked for you. Have a good one.